It is now time for our prepared speeches section. Our first speaker today will be evaluated by means of a general evaluation, which, as you guys told me, will be at the end. At the end of...
So this is the general evaluation.
Yes. Okay. Then, our first speaker of the evening will be Joss Miles, presenting a speech titled Boys to Men. Ladies and gentlemen, Boys to Men, Joss Miles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Who of you are familiar with the American commentator named Matthew Walsh and his recent documentary in which he travels around parts of the world and America to answer a seemingly simple question: what is a woman? He interviews doctors, professors, activists, and influencers. He sits through classes that outright blame and destroy men. He speaks with teachers responsible for bringing up the next generation, and after all of it, he's left with nothing but confusion and contradiction. No one can give him a straightforward answer. It isn't until in a moment of quiet defeat that he turns to his wife while washing dishes and asks, "Why is it so difficult for everyone to define what a woman is?" She looks over him and plainly answers, "A woman is a fully grown adult human female." This got me thinking, why is it so difficult for us to give a straight answer? Is it because that our gender roles assigned to us at birth are different to those that we choose as we grow up? Is it because being dressed like a woman or a man determines how you should be defined on a certain day? Or is it simply the fact that public persecution is enough to destroy what we as human beings know to be true? So I asked myself, if Walsh instead asked, "What is a man?" would we answer with clarity, or would we also stumble, hesitate, and hide behind cliches? Is being a man simply about aging into adulthood, a biological inevitability, or is it something more? Growing up, I had the privilege of being surrounded by strong, driven, and present men who have defined what being a man and further a gentleman is all about, not by announcing it, but by living it out. My father, grandfathers, and uncles started out by showing me firsthand what it means to be a gentleman. Standing when someone enters a room, opening a door for a lady, and ultimately using your physical, mental, and spiritual strength to protect those that are around you. So, are these acts to be the definition of what a man is? No. I think that these acts are simply testimony of the choices that you've made. I believe that choosing to get up every morning and to take on the day, choosing to be mindful of others, choosing to keep your word, choosing to use your strength for the benefit of others, all the while doing this with a quiet level of stoicism, courage, and determination is what defines a man. At Pretoria Boys High School, I was immersed in a culture that carried out all the values of discipline, tradition, and brotherhood. There I learned that being a man is not measured by physical strength alone, but by endurance, resilience, and the way that you carry yourself through challenges. As Jordan B. Peterson says, "A harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control." So, what does define a man? It's not dominance, nor wealth, nor appearance, nor is it the number of years that you've lived. Being a man is a choice. The choice to carry responsibility when it would be easier to look away. It's standing firm in your values when compromise would be more comfortable. It's using your strength, physical, mental, and spiritual, to uplift, to protect, and to build. Unfortunately, here's the reality. In today's world, many men are shrinking from their responsibilities. Leadership is avoided because responsibility is heavy. Fatherhood is abandoned because commitment is demanding. Integrity is neglected because compromise is easy. This is because society at large has set its sights on them and degrades them in their roles, their authority, and all the responsibilities that come with being an adult human male. This in turn forces the young to grow up believing that being a manly man and taking up our traditional roles is something to be ashamed of, and worse, to be afraid of. As a result, they are fractured families, leaderless communities, young men with no compass, and broken homes. Alex Mosley reminds us, the chains of habit are too light to be lifted until they are too heavy to be broken. The daily choices that we make are what Discipline is the highest form of self-respect. It's telling yourself that you are worth the effort and showing up for yourself. That is what being a man is. It's showing respect, first to yourself through discipline, then to others through your action. It's choosing stoicism in chaos, courage in hardship, and reliability in the face of doubt. Think of the men that you admire most. I bet they're not loud, reckless, or self-serving. They are calm, resolute, and dependable. These men show up when others fall away. Pondering and thinking on this has lit a fire in me to want to spark a change, to create an escape, and to break the cycle. To bring back a strong moral code, protect the honor of the people among us, and be courageous in accepting responsibility when it is hard to do so. Gentlemen, we need to return to a code, a standard, a blueprint that boys can look up to and men can be held accountable by. Not a code of ancient tradition, but one of courage, strength, and honor. With all that said, I want to leave you with what I call the gentleman's code, a framework for us to live by, for boys to aspire to as they grow up. Each letter stands for a principle, which is much easier to remember and much harder to live by. G stands for grit. Rise each day with determination, no matter the obstacles. E stands for example. Lead with your actions. Be the man that others can role model themselves after. N stands for nobility. Live with honor and integrity, even when it costs you. T stands for truth. Speak it, defend it, and live by it, regardless of public opinion. L stands for loyalty. Stand with your family, your brothers, commitment, and God. Empathy. Use your strength to care for and protect others, not to oppress. Mastery. Discipline your body, mind, and spirit. A. Accountability. Take responsibility for your actions, decisions, and their impact. N stands for never stop. Never give up, and never stop growing. So, gentlemen, let's rise to this code. Let's be courageous. Let's choose what is right. Let's fight when it's tough. Let's be the blueprint the next generation can follow. Because being a man is not about age, it's about choice. And today, we choose to be men. For this is our role, the role of a man, shaping boys into men. Thank you.
Thank you.